Hello, I'm Eric Braeden. I'm the next guest on Screen and Beyond. Oh, and Beyond.
On Screen and Beyond, an inside look into the entertainment world featuring interviews with people from the movie, TV, and music industry, news on upcoming TV and DVD releases, and the rumor mill. And now, here's the host of On Screen and Beyond, Brian Zemrak.
Welcome to episode 749 of On Screen and Beyond. I'm your host, Brian Zemrak, and this is the show that brings you a celebrity guest each week from the movie, TV, or music industry, as well as keeping you updated on what's coming your way as far as remakes, sequels, prequels, upcoming new movies, TV and movie DVD releases, and the rumor mill. Well, we're getting closer to season 19 of On Screen and Beyond. I am actually on vacation in the middle of two seasons here, but we're going to continue to give you some stuff because I thought this was a great time to give you some of those never released video versions of our interviews with different people. And of course, I want to know that those were never intended as far as, being an episode that we would release. Because of the fact that, I didn't have any backgrounds or anything like that. And, the lighting isn't that the greatest and everything, but not for our guest, of course, but, sometimes for the guest too. But anyways, it was just a way to record the episodes. So we are going to release some of those, and I hope you're going to enjoy them. Last week, actually, we gave you the never released video version of our interview with Catherine Mary Stewart from Weekend at Bernie's, The Last Starfighter, Night of the Comet, so much more. This week, I'm releasing the never released video version of our past interview with Eric Braeden, who is, of course, Victor Newman from the Young and The Restless. He was on Combat. He was escaped from the Planet of the Apes and so much more. And that's coming up in a few minutes right here on Screen and Beyond, Eric Braeden. And some of you may have heard that episode on our podcasts, audio podcasts, but now we're going to release the video version of that. And I hope you're enjoying these never released videos. I figured, in between sessions, it's a good time to do it. But we just want you to keep listening and watching On Screen and Beyond, because you can do both now. And but if you can turn around and watch us on Spotify and on YouTube, those are the two places that you can watch the videos. But you can still hear them, of course, on Apple Podcasts and Amazon and your Alexa or anywhere that you get your podcast, because we're in just about every one place. So be sure to check those out. And this is a great time while we are in between new shows that you can go back, and we have over 749 episodes of On Screen and Beyond that you can check out. And I'm sure that there's all kinds of people that you have not listened to or watched at this time. And we are setting up videos and audio versions of the new season coming up in September. So I hope you'll keep listening, watching, telling a friend about On Screen and Beyond. Be sure to tell them, and they can look back at all the incredible past guests we've had on the show for the last 18 years. If you have any questions, or if you have a suggestion for a guest, you can send it to me at feedback@onscreenandbeyond.com. Love hearing from you. Our unreleased, I should say, video interview with Victor Newman himself, Eric Braeden, coming up in a few minutes right here on Screen and Beyond. But first, it's time for remakes, sequels, and prequels on Screen and Beyond.
Please hang up and try again.
Remakes, sequels, and prequels. Jason Momoa is very busy lately. He's on all kinds of TV shows and movies and Netflix and everything else. He will return to his role in Dune Part 3 and will also begin filming the Street Fighter movie. And the next installment in Meet the Parents franchise is in the works with Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro and others who will be returning in Focker-in-Law. Okay, so they just keep coming out with those. And this time I understand that Ben Stiller is, it's his turn to sort of be the in-laws. So we'll see what happens with that one. Another scary movie film is in the works with the Wayans brothers, along with Regina Hall and Anna Faris. and they're hoping to start filming in October and the theatrical release on June 12th, 2026. And another Top Gun film, surprise, is in the works. It's, really didn't think that would not come our way, but they are pushing that to top priority status. So Top Gun 3 may be coming our way fairly soon. So stay tuned for that. And Scream 7 will slash into theaters on February 27th, 2026 with Courtney Cox, David Arquette, Nev Campbell, and more returning for another round with Ghostface. And that's it for remakes, sequels, and prequels. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, upcoming new movies. Upcoming new movies, October 29th, will bring Anniversary to the big screen with Diane Ladd, Kyle Chandler, and others in a thriller as a couple's son starts to date a woman who is involved with a controversial new movement group called The Change. See what happens with that. And Bang Bang stars Tim Blake Nelson on September 12th in select theaters as a retired boxer reconnects with his estranged grandson and starts training him on the sport that once destroyed his life. Amelia Jones and Scoot McNairy star in Fairyland. It's set in the 1970s and 80s in a coming-of-age story. It also features Adam Lambert and Gina Davis, and that'll be in theaters on October 10th. And Kevin Costner and Jake Gyllenhaal will star in a dramedy called Honeymoon with Harry, as a man decides to go on a honeymoon with his would-have-been father-in-law after his fiancée dies 2 days before their wedding. Sounds like it says it's comedy drama, so it's it sounds like a comedy though. Anyways, that's it for upcoming new movies. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Movies and TV on DVD and streaming. The 70s sitcom The Jeffersons will return on FETV, and that's starting on Monday, August 25th, in its time slot of 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time, and also at 12:50 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's all in its original uncut versions. So get ready for that. Jefferson's back once again. And September 9th, look for Jurassic World Rebirth to stomp onto 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD. Also on September 9th, From the World of John Wick, Ballerina goes 4K, Blu-ray, and DVD. And Ice Road Vengeance with Liam Neeson slides onto DVD, and that's on September 9th also. And that's it for movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Next on Screen and Beyond, it's TV and entertainment time. TV and entertainment time. Season 2 of Shifting Gears with Tim Allen will feature an episode with a sort of home improvement reunion as Patricia Richardson, Richard Karn, and Debbie Dunning will guest star in the premiere airing on Wednesday, October 1st. Sounds like a fun episode. October 16th is the return date of The Diplomat, Season 3 with Kerry Russell on Netflix, and the Harry Potter TV show will arrive on HBO in 2027. And sadly, Terrence Stamp, known for many roles, including in the Christopher Reeve Superman films, has passed away at the age of 87. And that's it for TV and entertainment time. Eric Braeden of the Young and The Restless, and so much more on our unreleased video interview next, right here on Screen and Beyond. Today on Screen and Beyond, our guest really needs no introduction, but we have seen him over the years on The Rat Patrol, Escape from the Planet of the Apes, Titanic, guest starring in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s on numerous TV shows, including Mannix, McCloud, Hawaii Five-O, Gunsmoke, Barnaby Jones, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Switched, $6 Million Man, Wonder Woman, Charlie's Angels, Whoa. Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder, and so many others. He released a book in 2017 about his life called I'll Be Damned. And over 44 years, he has played his Emmy-winning role of Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless. It's Eric Braeden. Eric, welcome to On Screen and Beyond.
Brian, can you say that backwards?
and
Right
and
now, without looking at the screen, you said, I'm kidding. Here we go.
you
That's
know,
a lot of shows.
and that's just a teeny little portion of it. It's incredible the amount of work that you've done.
Yep, been very lucky.
And then not to mention the 44 years on The Young and the Restless. I mean, that's incredible.
That's right. And again, I'm very fortunate to have done that all those years, you know. Not many actors can say that, and they wish they could. This is a very tough business in which very few people actually work. Most actors who are registered with the Screen Actors Guild, after screen is, etc., don't work for that much. It's very rare.
Yes, exactly. And you know, it's an honor to have you on the show. I mean, I've watched you since you were on the Rat Patrol. I mean, I remember that show good.
That's right. Long time ago.
How did you get
1966 to 68?
Yeah, how'd you get that role?
I don't know. I don't remember. I played, you know, many parts before in Combat and
Yes.
various other shows. I'd done a movie of the week, I think, with Tommy Grise. Tom Grise was a director and the original author of Rat Patrol. And he came to me. He asked if I was interested. I said, only if I can play a halfway human German soldier. None of these caricatures that they kept on showing on various shows, you know?
Yeah. And now I had the opportunity to read your book, and I have to tell you, it's an incredible book. It's all the different stories you put in there. It's just so fascinating. And, you know, why did you decide to write this book at that time?
A number of people had asked me to do that. And yeah, finally sat down, bit into the sour apple, and you know, out came I'll Be Damned.
And you know, at first, I always ask people when they write a book, you know, how did you come up with the title? And since I had the opportunity to read it before, reading it, I understand how you came up with the title. But can you let our audience know why you came up with that title?
I had asked the audience what they thought should be the title, and most of them came up with that, I'll Be Damned.
Huh. Yeah. So you actually take feedback from people when you were writing.
Yes, I have a very good online communication with my fans, and always had, and I answer them personally when I have the time.
Yeah.
No one does it for me.
Wow, that's unusual. And you know something, I was looking at your website, and most actors who have websites, you know, highlight all the fantastic things they've done, all the films and the TV shows and everything. But with yours, it's a little bit different. You actually have a lot of career plus a lot about the family. Family must be very important to you, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Always has been, absolutely. My son is a director and screenwriter. He wrote and directed Den of Thieves.
Yes.
And he will soon come out with the second film, Den 2. And he's about to do another film with someone else.
Yeah. Now will you be in Den of Thieves too?
No.
You're not in that one. Okay.
No.
Yeah. And it's I got a real sense of family from looking at your website. It was you know, like I say, it was different than everybody else's, all the other actors. You seem to, and also from reading the book, I could tell that family was very important to you also.
Oh yeah. Oh,
some of those stories.
It's everything, you know.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, what are we without family?
True.
Really,
Yeah. Very true. And now,
family and friends.
excuse me?
Family and friends.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Going back to when you were very young, and what directed you into going into the business of acting when you could have actually gone the other direction of sports? I mean, you were quite a athlete.
Well, yeah, but I mean, an athlete's career is short-lived,
Mhm.
and at that time you made no money doing it.
That's true.
Nowadays, when they sign some Japanese guy for $700 million, the Dodgers, different story. You know, I mean, the kind of monies they make these days, it's nuts, it's insane. But obviously, someone makes the money to pay it.
Yeah. You were also, like I said, you were a soccer player, and you also were a track person, doing discus, javelin, and shot put. Did you do any other events? Did you ever do? I was a pole vaulter, so I'm just curious. Do you ever pole vault or anything?
Yeah, pole vault, that's that's a very tough discipline. Pole vaulting is tough.
Yeah,
That,
I know.
take my hat off. That is very tough.
Painful sometimes
One of the
too.
most athletic events. Uh, I was friends with John Pennell. Remember that name or not?
I've heard the name. Yeah.
John Pennell was 9-time world champion in
Mm-hmm.
the 1960s.
Yep. Wow. Yeah.
But that's a very tough event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, some of the things you were doing were, quite difficult to, throw that javelin and things like that. That's
Nothing to it.
when you're good at it, it's never, hard, I
You
guess.
just got to practice, you know. You got to practice a lot. That's
That's
all.
right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And now I noticed in the book that you did a lot of like you say, you've done all kinds of TV shows. And I was curious. I've had a lot of different people on the show: Gavin McLeod, Ed Asner, Valerie Harper, and I've met Cloris Leachman quite a few times before she passed. And
I knew them all.
yes, I know you were on Mary Tyler Moore and everything. And I'm just
Yeah, but
curious.
Ed Asner, Ed Asner was on one of our rap patrols at the
Oh,
beginning
really?
as
Oh,
a
I
guest.
didn't.
Right.
Huh.
And Gavin McLeod, Leonard Nimoy, Tom Skerritt, I think Ed Asner, we were all with the same agency,
Hmm.
many in the early 60s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Cloris, I never actually had her on the show. I had met her, like I said, several
She was a
times.
wonderful actress. She was a
W-
wonderful actress. I
Yeah.
did a show with her called, the hell was it called? I think it was Ed Asner again, and Cloris Leachman, and myself, and I forget,
Yeah. In the book, you said it, and I can't remember what it
I
was.
forget the name of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But was Cloris as out there? Cloris was very fun to be around. She was, out there. Was she that way in the 60s when you knew her?
Yeah, yes, she was wonderful.
Yeah.
Very attractive and very attractive woman,
Yeah.
and a damn good actress.
Yeah, you just never knew what she was going to do. I mean, she was
Oh,
very, very funny, a very funny person.
This is Ed Asner. I'm on screen and beyond.
Now, how about when you were acting? I noticed that you had mentioned that on the $6 Million Man, that they asked if you could ski, and you said sure,
like
but
what?
ski.
No, that wasn't the $6 Million Man.
Oh, it wasn't $6 Million.
That was a film called The Adulteress, I think, with Britt Eklund. And we filmed it in Vail, Colorado.
Mhm.
And they asked me, they assumed or presumed that I could ski as a German. Well, I grew up in the flatlands of northern Germany, So I'd not seen a mountain, had no clue about skiing. I knew ice skating. I played ice hockey. I didn't ski. So it became a rather hairy first few months, learning it quickly.
Now, how did you learn it? So
A drunk ski instructor, an Austrian ski champion who was an alcoholic. He taught me how to ski. But I was in good shape from soccer, so I learned it pretty quickly.
wow, I mean, that's tough to learn, to make it look like you know what you're doing without, sort of like, yeah.
Then what happened is we went to Vail, and I said, well, I haven't skied in about, I learned with him here outside of LA. And then we started the production in Vail, Colorado. And it was one snowstorm after the other. They couldn't shoot for about 2 weeks. I said, give me your best ski instructor here in Vail.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned more. And then one Sunday, I was up on the chairlift myself, and a rather attractive lady sat next to me and said, do you want to go powder skiing with me? And I said, sure. I had no clue what she was talking about. So I had no clue. So we started powder skiing. And I thought, whoa, what is this? So underneath the run, at the end of the run, I saw about 20, 30 people standing there watching people come down. So I shot out. I said, oh, shit. There's one mogul after the other. It was a black diamond area, but it was powder on top. So I had no idea.
Hmm.
I said, whoa, hold on. So I went a few and I lost it. I somersaulted. Listen to this. I somersaulted, caught myself, and did the rest of it. And they applauded. And I almost shit in my pants. You understand? One of those frightening moments ever. If they had only known, I had no clue.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, we finished the film with Britt Eklund, and I've not been skiing since. Doesn't interest me.
They must have. Yeah, they must have thought
German Germans are very good at it because they grew up in the Alps.
Yeah. They must have thought that you were some kind of expert doing flips and everything like that.
That's what they thought.
Wow.
Mistakenly so.
Yeah. Now, I mentioned the movies that you've been in. I happened to watch, but when I knew I was going to interview you, I watched Colossus, the Forbin project. I haven't seen it, or if I did, I didn't remember it. But it's amazing how that is actually almost feeling like it's coming true.
They should re-release the film now.
Definitely.
They were smart, which they're not, but if they were smart, they would re-release the film now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that was
I like his time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even more so than back then. I mean, the writer of that, he was ahead of his time when he wrote that.
James Bridges, and of course the original owner, writer was it E.F. Jones? I forget. Yeah.
Yeah, but wow, it's so scary nowadays with things that are going on with AI and everything else. Yeah. Yeah. Titanic. How was your experience on that? Was it difficult playing a real life person?
No, why? No. It's so long ago that you just make him up, In other words, who knew what he was like?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you just set yourself back into the time and you read a lot about him. I did. Fascinating character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. John Jacob Astor, from the old Astor family in New York. They came from Germany. They came from Waldorf, near Heidelberg, hence Waldorf Astoria.
Wow.
The hotel's name, okay?
Yeah.
Family that came in the 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
They dealt in fur. They traded fur with the Native Americans. And they became wealthy. And they bought most of Manhattan. Most of Manhattan belonged to the Astors.
Wow. Yeah. Jeez.
It's a fascinating story. It really is.
Yeah. Do you always get into your characters like that? looking into their past history, or if it's a fictional character, do you want to know
you imagine what it is like? And of course, what made Victor Newman, the character I play now,
yes,
so interesting to me is when Bill Bell, the head writer of Y&R, came up with the storyline in the 80s. I told him I didn't want to do the show anymore because I was tired of playing bad guys. I played bad guys in every nighttime television show.
mm-hmm.
So he came up with an interesting storyline about Victor Newman having been handed over to an orphanage by his destitute mother and drunk father. And once I did that scene, I said, now I'm going to stay, because it gave the character an enormous range of emotions to play.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been here ever since.
Yeah. Is there a lot of you in the character of Victor Newman?
Yes, there is. Yes and no. I wish I were more interested in business, as Victor is.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't care less. And I am even more family oriented in the sense that I just wouldn't do certain things to my family or to my children as Victor does, but then he always has a reason. So you're walking a fine line.
Yeah.
And yes, very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Certain things I wouldn't do in real life, but yeah, you draw from your own experiences. You know, Victor doesn't take any shit. I don't take any shit. Okay, that's how I grew up.
Mm-hmm.
After the war, my father died early, so a lot of experiences to draw from. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the shit that you see after the war or during the war is more than they can ever write.
Hi, I'm Gary Sinise, and I'm on Screen and Beyond.
I had to laugh in the book when you wrote about the explanation of Victor Newman's life. I mean, going with all the affairs he had with this person or that person and the kidnappings and and all that. I mean, this is only in a soap opera. I hope, anyways.
He locked his wife's lover in a dungeon.
Yes.
And fed him baked rats. You see?
I hope that's not the part of you that's in the character.
I have a big moat around my house with alligators in them.
Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, some of the things that go on in the soap opera world is just so much. But the fans are really enticed by it. Does that surprise you?
It did initially. It did, until I went out to do a public appearance. Dougie Davidson and he played Paul Williams. We went to a show in Canada where we were the guests. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, so I remember coming there, it was outside of Toronto. They brought us by limousine to the back of a huge shopping mall. And I thought, well, this doesn't go well. The back of a shopping mall, I saw all kinds of trash cans, and I said, where the hell are they taking us? So we got inside, and they asked to sign some autographs for the managers and all that. I said, well, that's the extent of the audience, probably. So then the head of the fire department of that area asked after about half an hour, are you ready? I said, for what? Well, to go out and meet the people. I said, oh, I thought this was it. No. I said, oh, okay. So as we went through a tunnel, and women on both sides of the tunnel trying to get a hold of us, I said, holy shit, what is this? So then I approached the end of the tunnel, and there was an opening, like a big proscenium stage, and we came out, and it exploded. The applause exploded, screams. There were 15,000 people crammed in a small area.
Wow.
And a glass elevator in the middle with people stuck in it like sardines going up and down. I mean, I was, to be frank with you, it took my breath away for a moment. I thought, this can't be serious. Are the Beatles here? Rolling Stones, Elvis Presley? What is this? Really? And it literally took my breath away for a moment.
Hmm.
And then I saw some in the front, some people sitting in their wheelchairs and paraplegics partly, and rows and rows behind them as far as the end I could see in the back. And I reached out to the people in front to shake hands. So nice of them to come and show us their appreciation. And doing so prompted people from the back to push forward. So they pushed forward more and more. So suddenly I turned to Doug Davidson and the guy who was supposed to be our bodyguard. I said, let's get the hell out of here now, because they were encroaching upon us.
Oof.
More and more. And you felt, he said, well, all the exits are closed with people. I said, I don't give a damn. Hit through it, elbow through it, whatever. Let's get through it. And we did. And I swore I would never do it again. I called my wife that night in the hotel. I said, I'm not going to do this again. This is not what I signed up for. I had no idea. I had no clue. It was overwhelming.
Wow. And
then we had to appear there again the next day. And I told the organizer, I said, listen, get all the inmates of the local prison, all the entire sheriff's department, all the National Guard, and stand guard. I mean, we can't have this. Or raise the stage so people can't come on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
People were well-meaning, but it was just, So the next day they had arranged that. And it made all the difference in the world. And I began to appreciate the fans' appreciation.
Yeah.
Deeply began to appreciate it.
Yeah. Did you
And
stop?
Realized, this is the raison d'être, the reason that we do this. We entertain people. I'd always looked for deeper meaning of what I'm doing as an actor,
Mm-hmm.
At the time of existentialism in the 60s, you look for deeper meaning. And I worked with Marlon Brando in a film called Moritori in the earlier 60s, and he was sort of cynical about the business. And I never really knew why. And then I knew. But later on, I realized what we do, what he didn't realize, is we're here to entertain people. That's the reason for being an actor. You entertain people. Mm-hmm. That's all. Nothing more to it. You can't all be in Ingmar Bergman films or Fellini films or, Costa Gavras films. It's entertainment. That's the reason, and that's a wonderful reason. Mm-hmm. Wonderful reason. Mm-hmm. And once I put that together, I became much happier about the business and about what I was doing. So soap operas have showed that to me, have taught me the real lesson about what we do and why we do it.
Well, Eric, I'd like to finish up with one final question.
Yep.
But I want to let people know that if they have not had a chance
to win the election.
I'm sorry?
Who's going to win the election?
No, not going to go into politics. But people should definitely go out and read your book because it's a fascinating book. But Eric, going back to when you have time off, when you are relaxing, what do you enjoy for TV and movies? What's your favorite TV shows of the past and your favorite movies of the past, now in the past also?
It's very simple. I don't watch a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Seinfeld every night.
Really? Yeah.
I love Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld. I think it's arguably the best show ever made for television. Certainly the best comedy. It is brilliant. Seinfeld is brilliant. And I wish I could do Cosmo Kramer, Michael Richards. Yeah. He's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Or Newman. We had him on our show. the guy who played Newman,
Yes, yeah.
and Costanza. I mean, they are brilliant. Dreyfus, I adore her. She's charming, sexy, brilliant. It's the most brilliantly written show I've ever seen, I must say. And I watch it every night. And every night you watch it, you say, man, are they good. And the casting on that show was brilliant because they cast extraordinary actors who fit the role perfectly. Perfectly. That is, to me, entertainment. So beyond that, 60 Minutes, 60 Minutes I love, Frontline I love, NFL Live I love, 30-30 I love. I love documentaries, sports, and obviously the news. Every night I switch channels between CNN and MSNBC and CBS and NBC, whatever, I switch. And obviously it's repetition, but that's about the extent of it. I don't like to see too many people on television pontificate about what the news are. I can make up my own mind, but some I appreciate, Yeah. So, and films, my God, there have been some films that I've liked really a lot. But I'm not really a moviegoer that much. Now, you know why? Because I sit there and I said, how would I do this part? How would I play this?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
that. I've done that all my life. When I've gone to the theater, I always say, it's an interesting character. Let me see. How would I do that? You know what I'm saying? And then as an actor, you are limited to what you can do. Either you're too busy or you're not working. So it's an exercise of frustration. Therefore, I don't go very well. And I read a lot. I read a great deal. I read from the New York Times to Washington Post, to Wall Street Journal, to LA Times, to Frankfurter Allgemeine from Germany, Der Spiegel, BBC, The Guardian, London Times sometimes, and the French papers, etc. So I read a lot, extensively.
Well, Eric, I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to share with us. And I do appreciate all the work that you've done and the enjoyment you've given myself, and I'm sure all the listeners out there who love your work and the characters you've played over the years.
I appreciate it, Brian.
Eric Braeden, great guy, known for his role for over 40 years as Victor Newman on The Young and the Restless, and his role in Escape from the Planet of the Apes, the original series of films, Combat, and so much more. And I thank him so much for sharing his journey with us, and I hope you enjoyed that one. And we'll have more coming your way. Please subscribe and follow On Screen and Beyond on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can watch it on YouTube and Spotify, and you can listen to it on Spotify also, but also on Apple Podcasts, Podbeam, all different things. So be sure to check those out. And you can get the episode as soon as I put it out if you subscribe or follow on any of those formats. Please be sure to tell a friend about us, and I hope you will join us each week. And I will try to get another unreleased video episode as soon as I can, okay? and as we wait for our return of regular season episodes with new episodes in September. In the meantime, catch up on our over 749 actually, episodes, past episodes, with our amazing guests over the years. And thank you for listening and watching. And that's it. That's a wrap for this episode of On Screen and Beyond. So until next time, when we once again take you on screen and beyond, I'm Brian Zemrak. Take care.